Welcome all, Boone here from EWPRO. So, starting with the DXY, still looking for this Z down. Look, like I said last week, I'm looking at this as the contracting flat, and I'm looking for this Z down. These are your targets here. If we go down to the H4, we got a nice impulse down. We got an impulse up. This is looking corrective. So I'm looking for another one up to give us that A, B, C, and then we get that A, B, C, or wave Y, X, Z, to go and break that low. Hopefully that low does get broken. Hopefully this low over here gets broken, because then we can all start to look for that buy, longer term buys. But for this week, it's only going to be a scalp. You really have to wait for this to break out, give you that little flag or correction, and give you that A, B, C. I think it'll only be a scalp. I don't think it'll go from here, because we got a lower low here. So I'm looking at this as a correction. A, B, C, then look for the larger A, B, C. AU, again on the daily, we don't quite know if this is all the correction. I don't like this as all the correction. It's this A, B, C here. It just doesn't look right. I'd like to see the larger correction, so we get another one down here to finish off this B wave, then look for the buys. H4, I still haven't changed this count because it still can play out like this. A, B, and the C. We still can get this down. It's looking unlikely now, but I still do have that count on there because it still is a possibility. I don't really like it now as getting that C down, because we have broken out of this trend line and we've stayed up here. So I'm only really looking for buys. What I'm looking at here is like an A, B, C. Then we get that A, B, C for your correction before we go. Some sort of a running flat, or it could turn into expanding. We don't know, but usually you get a running flat, and then go. So that's what I'll be looking for this week. We go down onto the H1. You can see that we're getting this up here after this impulse. We got this impulse here. We did have that sharp move down. But this is just one wave. Then I'm not looking at this here as all the correction of this at this stage, because this one didn't go and break that top. It was a double top that didn't go and break it. So that's why I'm looking at this as an A, some sort of A, B, C. Then we get that A, B, C up as a B wave, and this is your A here, and we get the C down. So we get the A, B, C. So that's sort of the structure I'm looking at this stage, the possible structure. It can go from here. We're at a top. You really needed to wait to get this break out of this trend line here, break out of here, and then give you that flag above here. If it's giving you a flag underneath the trend line, I mean, you still can take it, but it's a little bit more risky. But yeah, you could scalp that, buy, get it to break even, because more than likely we'll get that larger C down for the A, B, C. And then we'll look for that buy around the 100 fib, wherever that 100 fib is. We can't draw the 100 fib yet because the structure's not complete. EU daily. Now this one, like I said last week, this one can be an ABC. The A, B, C, we have that bullish divergence, so I'd be more inclined to be buying this one than the AU at this stage, because we can call this all the correction, because we do have that bullish divergence. H4, we got a nice sharp move up, got another A, looking at this as a B, and then we'll get that C down, so we get the A, B, C, then we get that larger A, B, C. So there's nothing really to sell or buy on it just yet. I mean, we've got, I was looking at this as the B. We've got this nice correction in here. We never went and broke that top. So that's why I'm looking at it as a larger correction, like on the H4. So I'll just put them up here for you. So I'm looking for that internal A, B, C to go and finish off the B wave. I don't think it'll go from here. We really need this wave down. Wherever this goes, we need that C down before you can look for those buys, I think. That's going to be the safest option. But trying to buy up here, it's pretty dangerous, because it can just break that top and then fall over. So yeah, if you're going to scalp any buys up here, you'll have to be careful. I'm more inclined to, like I said, wait for this to be over, wait for the B waves to be over, get that C down, impulse up, and little flag or something to buy, and then look for the C up, which will be quite high, I think. Yeah, well, the C's right up here, so you know, there's a fair few pips in it. GU, this is a tricky one. It's so messy. This here, excuse me, A, B, C. This here is going to be a larger correction. So I can roll out now the Z up. It won't be a Z. So I'll remove that. Just W, X, Y. So we only got a WXY, and now we're getting a larger correction in here. Still need that. I'm still looking at this as a B wave because how choppy it is. And we'll get that C down. So I'll be more inclined to look for the sells than the actual buys. H4, we still don't have any bearish divergence, because I don't think this top broke here. very close. But yeah, I don't think it didn't quite break. So I'll move that. So if we zoom out a bit, I was looking for, during the week, I was looking for this A, B, C, give us something to buy, and then give us a C up to finish off this C wave up here. It didn't go, it started to go, but then it didn't turn, wasn't a large enough impulse down to look at this as an A, B, C in here before we get an A, B, C. So it's becoming very tricky, this one. Again, if we look on the daily, we got bull hidden. So we got this bull hidden. So this, like I've been saying, this B wave may keep on going and just break that top and then give that C down as a running flat before it goes. And I dare say that's what's going to happen, because we do have that bull hidden, and it has been confirmed, like I've mentioned in earlier weekly outlooks over here. You know, it has been confirmed, but this is very choppy. Right? All this is, it's very choppy. So I'm still looking at it as a B wave, as the larger correction. So I'll be more inclined to look for the sell than the buy to get this C down, and then look for the larger buy, longer term buy. At the moment, there's really nothing to trade on it. There's no, because this one didn't break the top. It would have been nice if this one broke that top, because then we could looked at it like this: A, B, C in here for a running flat, and we get that A, B, C to finish off the move. Now that top wasn't broken, so it makes it very difficult, and this is more than likely a correction, some sort of a correction starting here to give us more upside, even though this wave here wasn't large enough. This still can be an A, B, C, A, B, C before it goes, before the larger A, B, C to finish off the C wave. So at this stage, there's really nothing to trade on it until you get something solid. Hopefully it goes and breaks this top, gives us that bearish divergence, gives us a trend line break, gives us a trend line break and something to sell. I'm more inclined to wait for a trend line break, then a little flag, and then look for that sell, rather than look for the buy, because as soon as that top gets broken, we will start to get that bearish divergence. NU on the daily, it's just kept on going, and it's still going. If this is the larger correction in here, I don't like this as the correction. We're going to have to look at it at a later date. We have bearish divergence in here. We've lost that bearish divergence between this high and this high, so you still can look for buys if you do get them, but you really need the, like I was saying last week, we need the retraces before we can buy. Now, I was looking for the 50 fib retrace, didn't happen. We got a sharp move down, and I'm looking at this here as your A, B, get a C down. If we get a nice sharp move down, then wait for the little impulse up, little flag, something to buy, and look for the buy for an A, B, C. Yeah, you really have to wait for this wave down in here to finish it off. Something like this before we go. any higher. We're looking for those larger corrections before we can buy. Give us something solid to buy. As for the scalp for the sell, you probably could look for the scalp for the sell. Wait for a little trend line break on the H1. We do have bearish divergence, so you can look for this sell wherever you get in, whether you wait for the trend line break, little flag out, and look for the sell. I'd be more inclined to be looking for that sell, scalp that sell, and then look for the buy. UY is very deep. We have the Z down. H4, we got that higher high. So I'm only looking for buys. I'm looking at all this as correction. Now, is this correction over? We'll go and have a look on the H1. So there's no divergence yet. This low really needs to be broken. If we get a lower low here, then we will get that bullish divergence, and that's what we're looking for to buy. Now, like I've been saying, this low here can be broken in the B wave, and it still be an A, B, C, most likely as a running flat, just get up to this trend line here and then fall over for more downside. At this stage, I'd be waiting for us to get that bullish divergence and then look for that buy. Then look for the trend line break, little flag, and buy. If that doesn't happen, if we don't get that lower low, you really have to wait for the impulse up, a flag, a nice flag, something to buy, because this can become an A, B, C, just break the trend line and then fall back under the trend line and break the low for a flat here. So really, ideally, hopefully we get this low broken down here, and then we can all look for that buy. It should be a nice trade. It should be a fair few pips in it. A, B, C. First targeting the 100 pip. USDJPY, or the Swissy. This one here, like I said last week, has that bare hidden divergence on the H1. This is looking corrective. I don't think it's over yet. Really need to, like, pretty much the same as UY. We need this bottom here to be broken to give us that bullish divergence. So if this breaks down here, gives us that bullish divergence, well then we're going to draw this trend line, wait for the trend line break, little flag, and then we can all look for that buy. At this stage is not much because we don't have that bullish divergence yet. It's not quite ready, or not ready to be traded. UCAD. UCAD on the daily, we got that, we got the lower low, and we do have that bullish divergence. So you can look for buys on this one. Now, I was looking at this as the A, B, C in here to finish off the B, and then we get like this wave down, but it's just only just broken the bottom. So I think this is more complex, and we get an A, B, C, then we get that A, B, C up to finish off this B wave over here. Give us a larger correction. I don't think, I think we have broken this low here now. Yeah, see, we just broke this low here. So that's a good sign of more downside. So I'll be looking for this up. H4, we're getting, you have to be careful here because we broke this trend line and it didn't go. Better seen on the H1. So we broke this trend line and it didn't give the flag, it just fell over. So how we can look at this now is, this is a flat. We got an A, B, we get a C up, and then we might get this A, B, C before it goes. So it's going to be quite tricky to trade because these can be B waves. Well, like this in here can be a B wave. It didn't quite break the low. Would have been nice if it broke the low. It didn't break the low, so we have to look at it as a correction, A, B, C, as just a regular correction. Just break this high and then fall over for an A, B, C. So it's going to be quite tricky to trade in the next, well, the next week until we get a solid direction. We know, I'm pretty sure that all this is corrective for more upside. But where does it go from? I don't think it will go from here because we didn't get that lower low. We got a nice impulse up, but it's not from a low. It's an impulse, it's a lower high. A higher low, sorry. So this one here is a higher low. So I think this will just be a C up, then more downside, and then it'll be a larger correction. So you'll have to be careful, and that pretty much goes for all the majors. You know, it's going to be tricky to trade. Gold. So gold last week, I was saying, I was looking for this C down, looking for this C down here. I said last week, I think there was a sell set up on it, little sell set up here. And I said the first target, that trend line. So I hope if you did take the short, you did get out. You did get out on this trend line here, because yeah, the second half would have been break even if you didn't, or all of it would have been break even if you didn't take half off, because it bounced clean off the trend line and kept on going. So we're in this channel. Oh, let's get rid of that. I think this is going to be a bit more complex. We still haven't broken the low. So I'll be looking at like so we got this one down. It didn't quite break that low. It's looking bearish, but I think this will go and break this top to finish off this as an A, B, C, to finish off the B wave. It's just, I mean, this is a correction in here. So if you're looking for the sell, and you can look for this sell, because that low hadn't been broken, but you really need to wait for the trend line break in here, little flag, and then look for the sell, because I've got a feeling this is going to go up, break this high here, and then fall over. So if you do get this break in here, a little flag, by all means sell it, but this is a correction, so you have to be careful and trade it as a correction. WTI, So we got this nice impulse up. We got a nice impulse up, impulse down. This is looking corrective. May just go and break that top, then come down, give us that running flat correction before we get this C up. That's the way I'm looking at it at the moment. We go down to the H1. So there was a little break in here. And as you can see, it broke out and come straight back down. So that's why I'm looking at this as the B wave. Probably just break this high, come back down, may go up again. This can keep on going for quite some time in a little channel or rising wedge. So then we get that A, B, C. So I'll be more inclined to look for the sell. We are getting that bearish divergence. So if this top here gets broken again, we're going to get even more divergence. Wait for the trend line break, little flag, and look for that sell in the C, A, B, C, and then look for that buy. I'd be more inclined to, if you're not an experienced trader, you're probably better off to wait for the, don't trade the C down in the B. Just wait for this B wave to be over, and then wait for a little trend line break on the lower time frames, impulse up, little flag, and then look for the buy. Because it could be, this was quite choppy, had a big correction in this one here. So it may be quite choppy coming down in this wave C. But this is the one we don't want to miss. This C wave up. Can't draw the fib yet because it's not over. We don't know where the end of wave C is. So yeah, look for the scalp short, and then the one you don't want to miss is this C wave. Bitcoin just doesn't want to correct. So if we have a look on the daily, we got this WXY. We're still in that wave Y. The 161.8 fib, where we usually get to in a wave Y, is around the 2017 mark, 20,173 mark, sorry. So there is still a little bit of room up, but there's no way I'd be buying up here. You really need the larger correction before you can look for the buys if you're not already in. So on the H4, so last week I was looking for that larger correction, a correction like this over here. It never happened, just kept on going. We still don't have any bearish divergence, so you still can look for the scalps, the buys if you get them on the lower time frames. But the safest way now is to wait. You really need this H4 correction before you look for the buy. I wouldn't be buying up here. I'd wait for this larger correction and then look for the buy. Whereas it's just too dangerous. I don't think there's any sell on it. But we do have bearish divergence on the H1. So you could look for the sell. I wouldn't be looking for the buys, like I said. Not at this level. I'd wait for a little trend line break. I'd even move my trend line over to here and give it some room. And again, this can be, this was sharp. So this can be an A, B, C. So if you do get that trend line break, you have to make sure that you get the bearish setup before you take it, because it can't, because it can just be an A, B, C, and then more upside. But A, B, C. Finish off that wave Y. So yeah, you have to be careful for that. If you do get, I mean, you might even be getting a little bear flag here on the lower time frame. We'll just have a look on the M15. You might be getting a little setup in here. Well, it does look like you are, but then again, it's a flat. So you have to be careful of this A, B, C, and it goes up and breaks the top. So you still have to be careful of that. But, you know, if you do get a break of the trend line in here, a little flag or something, you know, you can look for that sell. I'll be more inclined to sell this because of how high it is. You know, you definitely don't want to be buying up here, and you really want to wait for a nice sell setup too before you sell it. You know, or else you're just going to get these flags, these flats, like an A, B, C in the B, and then you get the C down, and then more upside. And you can take these as flats, but they're difficult to trade and they don't give a good risk reward. So they're more for experienced traders. But yeah, yeah, you did get the cross down here. So I dare say this is an A, B, C for more upside, whether you take it or not. I wouldn't be taking it, but, and you can only really buy just above the top. That's why you're not going to get the risk reward. It's going to be hard to get that risk reward. SBX on H4. So we're looking for downside. There's no divergence, no bearish divergence, but we're looking for this wave X, like I explained last week. We'll get some sort of, it could be some sort of a leading diagonal here. So we get W, X, Y, X, Z. So we're looking for more downside. It was a little flat in here. Last week I was just looking for this, just this C up here. It went a little bit higher, but still can look at this as correction, A or WXY up in here. This is slow. It's going to be difficult to trade. I took this buy here, like I said last week, and I was still in it. I got out. I got a few pips out of it. I didn't get a sell. It's just giving a sell setup now. So you can look to sell this. This is sharp. You have to look at the price action, and we can see that we got a sharp one down here. So this can be a little flat in here for A, B, C, and then it falls over. So you have to be careful. You need to break, little flag, and then look for the sell to keep it safe, or else you just get taken out all the time. The DAX, this is still going sideways, but we definitely want that buy. We got high, so we can only look for buys. It's sitting up here above the trend line, which is nice. It's a good sign. Sort of want this just we just want it to sit in here. Gives a little bull flag and then buy, because this can go on for quite some time. I don't think it's ready. I don't think it's ready yet. And I dare say this top here hadn't been broken yet with this one here. It wasn't quite broken. So we got an A. It's hard to draw with these. A, B, and then we get that C down. But this C down looks like the messiest wave. So, you know, you have to be careful. Where is it? So we got, this is the choppiest wave in here. So we get an A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Can go on for quite some time before it actually takes off. So you really have to wait for a nice, well, you could put a buy stop just above the top, but I think even that's a little bit dangerous at this stage. I'll be waiting until we get the trend line MACD cross down, and then start to look for your buy, because this MACD will go into the red here, go below the 0 line, and then start looking for your buy setups. I wouldn't be buying like a little flag like this. Wait for that to break, and I wouldn't be doing that because it'll just break the top, and come straight back down, take you out. So you're going to have to be patient on this, I think. Wait for that crossover and then wait for the buy setup. Could be a couple of weeks, I dare say. Okay, so that's about it for the weekly outlook. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get something out of it. Leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, and trade safe, and I'll see you out there next week. Enjoy.